Well, hello. I hope you're having a lovely day. I just wanted to take you along on a little chatty craft with me, talk a little bit about just what's going on in my life, and see if maybe you resonate with some of the same things. So, first, let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Emmy. I'm a 24-year-old working a corporate 9 to 5, just a few years out of college, living in an apartment with my partner and my cat, and just kind of figuring out how to make this whole adulting thing work. So, I have been working my corporate job for the past 2 years now, and something that I've noticed while doing that and not being in school or in school and working is just that my life has become more monotonous. And with having so many responsibilities of cooking all my own meals and cleaning my apartment, taking care of my cat, all of those little things add up and take so much of my time. So I've just been feeling kind of stuck and just kind of, I don't know, like I'm not doing as much for me that I want to do. And so one of my goals for 2026 was to really focus on spending intentional time by myself, for myself, and just really trying to get back in touch with my creative side. I've always kind of had a reputation as a creative person as a kid, all throughout high school. I was really big into painting, into crafting, and it was sort of my like defining personality characteristic, if I can go that far. I was never good at sports. I didn't have an instrument that I played. I was smart and I was good at school, but my hobby and the thing that people knew me for was painting or my art. And I actually met my boyfriend, who I live with now, in art class in high school. And that was kind of the last time that I was really creative for a sustained period of time. He and I were talking, and he pointed out something actually today that I thought was interesting. That once you do your hobby for a grade, for school, for an assignments, kind of reframes the way that you think about it. And for me, it definitely did that. When my art was tied to being good or being bad, there suddenly became more pressure with art, and it was less about freedom of expression and enjoying the process as it was the final result. And so I feel like for me, that's just kind of sucked the joy out of art, and it's become something that I've done less and less in my adult life, but I really miss it. I miss being in touch with that creative, crafty, imaginative part of me, and I want to make it a goal to get back in touch with that. And along with that, just to do more for myself to become a happier, more well-rounded individual. So, in the craft that you're watching me do here or listening to me talk about, I am making some of those punch cards. You've maybe seen these online. They're kind of trendy right now, and I think for good reason. I really like the idea of having a task and rewarding yourself for like sustained performance in that task, regardless of if it's like a hard thing or a fun thing, but just to keep track and hold yourself accountable for showing up for yourself or learning a new skill, whatever it may be, and then follow that with a reward. I just feel like we're never too old to like reward ourselves, to like sticker chart psychology ourselves. And so I wanted to make some that kind of embody my goals for 2026. So as I've been talking about, creativity is one of my big goals, and I want to do that in action. That's a big reason why I created this YouTube channel that you're listening to right now, is just to have a place and an outlet and a reason to be creative and to share it with other people, see if anyone resonates with this feeling of stuckness and this feeling of kind of like being up in the air, or bogged down by your responsibilities, or just not inspired generally. And I think all of those are super supernatural things to feel in your early 20s. But some of my other goals for 2026 include health and wellness. I'm super over like my yes and no's for 2026. Shame-based workouts are out for me. They're one of my no's. And instead, I want to focus on like holistic health and wellness. And that doesn't need to be putting in as many reps as possible all the time, over and over, or working out and sweating until you can't breathe and just doing so much cardio that you're exhausted and feel like you're gonna pass out on the treadmill. Like, it's not sustainable, and it doesn't make me excited, and it doesn't make my body feel better. And so I want to do movement that feels productive and challenging and leaves me feeling good. And then everything else will follow. Because if I can't sustain something, there's no reason for me to do it. You know, if you work out super, super, super hard and then you hated it, you're not gonna do that 3 times a week. And I've just been experimenting. What do I like doing? What actually feels good and do I look forward to? And so I got a class pass, tongue twister, free trial, and just started attending a bunch of different classes just to see, just to put myself out there. And I really liked Pilates. This is super trendy right now. Pilates is having an it girl moment. And the place that I'm not going to, I misspoke. The place that I'm going to is not an it girl ice latte Pilates gym. It's a 50-year-old woman has back problems Pilates gym, but I love it there. All the instructors have been so welcoming, so kind. All the gals who are in the class who've been going there for 30 years are amazing and have taught me all these little tips and tricks already and have really just welcomed me with open arms. And I'm so excited to keep going back. So one of my punch cards is to just attend 10 Pilates classes. I want to build a habit. I want to keep going. And then as a reward, I'm going to get myself a cute little workout set. So it's like I'm attending the classes, then I'm going to have something to wear, then I'm going to want to attend more classes to wear the thing. And yeah, I've just been really loving it. And along with health and wellness, I also want to focus on just my whole body well-being, not just working out, but hair care routines, skincare routines, supplements, what have you. And just establishing sort of a ritual of taking care of myself and giving myself that positive energy, setting intention that this is my time, I'm deserving of this time, I'm deserving of the money that I spent on these objects, and just giving myself sort of little luxuries in that way, and making life seem a little bit more like enriching and fun and textured and not just so repetitive. I want to build all these little things in that I look forward to, and just that I plan out. And if I say that I'm going to do something, I want to actually do it. So my third sort of goal for 2026, or a theme for 2026 rather, is intentionality. I just want to say, if I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. And hold myself to things. Even if that's saying, you know, today I want to read for an hour. Then I want to do that and not fill my time and busy myself with all these other things and then not get to what I actually want to do. And that could be anything. That could be literally maybe how we think about intentionality. That's like, oh, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to do this thing, or I'm going to do this hard thing. But also just intentionally taking care of myself. And I think that kind of embodies my whole theme for the year. Creativity, health and wellness, intentionality, I just really want to hone in on my self-expression and my self-care and prioritize me. And I think it's absolutely okay and justified to be a little selfish because you're the only person you have, you know? You put everyone above yourself, then there's nothing left for you. And you need to take care of yourself to keep you going and to keep you happy and to keep you excited. And if you're excited and healthy and you feel fulfilled and cared for and well rested, you're going to be such a better friend, a better partner, a better family member to everyone around you. So, in all that, I want to push myself in fun ways and do things that will just are for me and will make me better and make me happier. So the second punch card that I'm making, that I'm working on right now in the video, is to just try new things. Because you never know what you're going to like until you're doing it. Like for fitness classes, like I talked about. I was so intimidated by Pilates, and I was so nervous to go to a class and to try it because I wasn't sure. I don't know if I'm going to be good at this. What if I look silly? You know, what if all these people are all friends and I walk in and it's like a clique that I've disrupted, you know? But then I tried it and I really liked it. The other day too, I signed up for a yoga class and I went into it. I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this. And then I loved it and I felt so good for the rest of the day. It totally put me on a high for the rest of the day. And so I just want to keep that up. I want to try little things. If there's a coffee shop I've been sort of toying with, okay, I just want to go. One of my friends texted me about a coffee cart that's like 40 minutes away from where I live. She was like, oh, I've always kind of wanted to try this. I'm like, let's do it. You know, whatever it is. My boyfriend's really into going to the sauna. I was like, that's all scary. I don't know about that. But then I tried it. I was like, oh, this is so relaxing. So I just also want to work on getting over the barriers of entry that I put up for myself. I don't know if any of you can relate to that or if that makes sense. I'll explain it a little bit more, but whenever there's sort of a new idea pitched to me or for me, let's try this, let's go here, I feel like my immediate gut reaction is to just be like, no, that's not. But then the more I think about it, I'm like, no, wait, actually that sounds really fun and that will be good, or that will be challenging in a positive way. And I think the only way that I'm going to get over that initial resistance, that initial hesitation, is to just get in more reps of saying yes, or get in more reps of trying, regardless of my existing trepidation. So yeah, those are some things that I want to work on this year that I'm going to carry with me for this year, and I'm so intrigued to hear about what you're working on this year, what are some of your goals, and then also just what you have really loved in 2025, or whenever you're listening to this. Maybe what you've learned in the past week, in the past year, the past 2 years, the past quarter, the past month, anything. One of the things, reflecting back on my 2025, I'm in January of 2026 right now, so it's heavy on my mind, is just thinking about the things that I've implemented in my routine that have made my life better. So I'd say the biggest thing for me was just going to different local coffee shops. I've never been a super huge coffee drinker really until this past year, and it's become kind of a ritual for me. So for my corporate job, I'm able to work hybrid, so I work remote 2 to 3 days a week, depending on the schedule and the time of the month that it is. And when I'm home, I just feel like I'm not as productive because I busy myself with all these other little things. It's like, oh, I need to clean. Oh, I should like reorganize my closet. And then I'm not focused on my work. And then I just stress myself out because I don't feel like I accomplished enough. So to kind of get over that, romanticize my work, you know, add some whimsy, as they say, into my working life, I've been going to coffee shops once a week and making a running list of all the coffee shops I go to, which is my favorite, which is my least favorite, anywhere in between. And it's been so great. I really don't know anything about coffee. It's a purely arbitrary ranking, but it's been so fun to just see the different vibes of places, the people who work there, the types of drinks that they serve, what are their specials, what is everyone else working on. And I think the thing I love the most about it is there's a sort of silent, unspoken community aspect. Like, you're all going there in search of the same vibe, kind of a third place or third space. And most often everyone is working on something or catching up with someone, and none of you are really necessarily like talking about what you're doing, but you're all doing something together over the same genre of beverage. And I've just found so much joy in that. Plus, if the coffee is bad, it's like $7, you know? And so it's there's no loss. And I think about it as like paying rent for the space. So it's like $7 for 2 hours is so cheap. And it just makes my work so fun, and then also is so fun to bring people back and say, oh, I've been here and I really like it. I think that you should try. Or alternatively, some of my other friends work remote too, so to text someone and say, hey, let's meet here today, has been such a game changer for me and has really helped me shift my perspective and trend in the right direction of just making my life more enriching, more fulfilling, and just better every day. So, all in all, that's really what I'm in search for. To do things, to implement routines, just to make my life as a new adult more well-rounded. And I think this is something I'd like encourage anyone to do at any stage of life, is to sort of audit your day-to-day and think about what really brings you fulfillment, what you want to do more of, and then what you're doing right now that's getting in the way of your own joy, and trying to cut that down as much as possible. Because really, there are so many hours in the day, and there is so much time in a week that we can use to really make ourselves so happy. So yeah, I'm thinking of you today, dear listener, and I just hope that you're having a good day, and even if you're not, that this 20 minutes brought you some comfort, that was something nice to listen to know that if you're feeling in a period of transition, or if you're in a rut, that I'm sort of there too, and we'll claw our ways out of this, and there are many good days ahead. There's so much joy out there. Let's just go ahead and find it. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. My name's Emmy, like I said earlier. I'm just making this YouTube channel documenting how I'm adulting in my 20s and trying to chase the life that I want and be the person that I want to be. You are so welcome here, and I'd love it if you subscribed, give this a like, comment best parts of your year, things that you're working on, things you feel stuck with, and let's have a conversation about it. Anyways, enjoy your afternoon. Maybe make a punch card or two if you want, and we can be some positive accountability buddies to each other as we go along for this journey. Okay, bye!